The Angry Chicken is a production of Amove TV. Bookmark amove.tv for more gaming and esports shows. The Angry Chicken is directly supported by listeners like you via patreon.com/TAC. And if you would like to see a live recording of The Angry Chicken, come on out to CreateCon in Orlando this July. Tickets and info over at createconvention.net.
Hey everyone! Get in here!
Ready for action!
I've got the beast in my sight.
A podcast about Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. This is The Angry Chicken.
Greetings and welcome back, everyone, to The Angry Chicken, the podcast all about Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. I'm Garrett Weinzerl, and I'm sitting here with Willie Does Gregory and Jocelyn Moffat. Guys, happy 1 week anniversary of Whispers of the Old Gods.
It's
Yay!
pretty damn good, yeah.
1 weekend. We don't have cards to talk about today.
Nope.
We know all the cards. That's it. The cards happened. They're here.
Every single card.
And the meta has already completely leveled out. It's Shaman everywhere. Shaman, Cthulhu Druid.
Yep.
Shaman, Cthulhu Druid. Shaman, Cthulhu Druid. Shaman, Cthulhu Druid.
Yeah, hold on a second there, sir. I'm seeing Pirate Warrior,
Okay.
which is super cool.
Okay.
I'm seeing Patron Warrior, which is still really good and honestly not all that exciting. I'm seeing Freeze Mage, which hasn't changed at all.
Well, Freeze Mage, I was trying out Freeze Mage last night. So I'm prepping. DreamHack is coming. You're coming to DreamHack as well. But I'm going to be playing the tournament. So I was prepping decks, and last night I was up way too late doing this. And I was trying out Freeze Mage, and I do think Freeze Mage is still really good, but they didn't get any new tools, really. It's basically all the old cards and hoping that it still works. And it does work against some of the slower stuff. It actually, here's the funny thing that happened. Freeze Mage can now beat Warrior because Warrior's not running all this crazy armor gain anymore. I don't know what changed. I guess it's because they're all doing Patron. There's not really Control Warrior anymore, but
yeah, I mean, if you're
beat
running
all the Warriors, it's so weird.
We're already diving into strategy because we're going to talk a lot about the meta. But if you are running Cthulhu Warrior, you have crazy armor gain.
Yes.
Yes,
And
Cthulhu
it's so
Warrior
good.
does. Yeah, but there's only really 2 cards that do it. But yeah, it's an interesting time right now. Everything is kind of nuts. You're right. I mean, I'm simplifying it by saying it's Cthulhu, Druid, and Shaman, but that is the most of what I'm seeing.
The most common, yeah. And I'm right there with you. But we're going to talk about all that here in just a little bit because we really don't have a news segment this week. There's nothing crazy new. Everything that's new and exciting is what's happening in the meta, and we're going to talk about that in strategy. But first, Jocelyn, you've got a big announcement to make.
I do. Taco Spring is here. Yay, I'm super excited. You should all be really excited.
Woo! Hype!
We delayed it a little bit because of standard, and we wanted to make sure that not only Hearthstone was stable, but also the website that we're going to use, just kind of waiting for things to shake out. So everything looks good. We are going to do the Taco Tournament May 14th, starting at noon Eastern, and then the finals are going to be played on May 15th, and Dills and I are going to cast that over on Amove TV at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it should be really, really, really fun. So the signups are going to be next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because usually I give people a week to sign up, and then everyone signs up the first day anyway, and then just nothing happens. So Tuesday is going to be I think they're $2 plus patrons.
Yep.
Then Wednesday is all our patrons, and then Thursday it's going to go full open. So there are 128 spots as always. We are playing Standard. We are playing Conquest with 1 ban, so you have to bring 4 decks, not just 3. And also we're going to use Battlefy. So that website actually lets you put your battle tag and your classes and all that kind of stuff in as soon as you sign up for the tournament. So I don't have to worry about it, guys.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And there's chat rooms, and there's so many fantastic tools over at Battlefy. When Jocelyn told me she was switching over and explained to me all of the insane tools at her disposal using Battlefy, well, I got a little too excited. I had to go in the padded room. That's what I had to do.
It's amazing. And not only is the website amazing, but they literally, like, I asked them a question on Twitter and they're like, we'll be in your DMs in a minute with an answer. And it was like back and forth, like instant support with them. There's support straight on their website too, which is like an active chat room. Like it's above and beyond like what we were using in the past.
Yeah.
So,
and we are not sponsored by Battle5. We're just that impressed.
It's just, I've had such a good experience so far. So it's battlefy.com is what we're going to be using. And so just make sure you've got an account there if you want to play in Taco, and watch your emails because we'll be emailing all the patrons with all the information for signups next Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we'll put a post up on Thursday with all the information for everybody for the leftover spots. There's also a wait list. So even if it's full and you guys want to sign up, I encourage you to do that because lots of people sign up and then can't make it day of. So that's it.
That is awesome. I'm sure everyone, as usual, is crazy excited. So, get a Battle5 account ahead of time. It'll make sign up a lot easier. And right into the next announcement. Dills, you and I are both attending DreamHack Austin this week. And we're going to be doing a little get-together the night before it all starts. This Thursday, May 5th at 10 p.m. Mountain Time, so local there to Austin. We're going to be getting together at the Kung Fu Saloon. If you're not familiar with it, go to kungfusaloonaustin.com. But that's where we're going to be getting together the night before DreamHack. And please don't steal my suitcase. That would be really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's for people who don't know or aren't familiar with it. It's basically a bar that's near downtown. It's not quite downtown, but it's pretty close. And it's got a whole bunch of like arcade games and skee ball and all kinds of stuff. You can get pickle shots if you want, which is like whatever liquor you want, and then you chase it with pickle juice. That's pretty delicious.
Why
Sounds like the worst thing in the world.
No, it's actually really good. You'd be very surprised.
I don't like pickles. Period.
But it's really good.
Okay.
Actually.
All right. I will get literally anything else, but still sounds like a really
you're
good time.
You're gonna do a
pickle shot. No. Not unless you want me to vomit on you, because that's what happens.
Vomit.
No, pickles.
You'll just get drunk. It'll be great.
Oh man, folks don't understand my reaction to pickle juice. If it touches bread, that sandwich is ruined.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
He hates pickles. Okay.
Hate it.
Wow.
People make fun of me.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah, people make fun of me, Katie, a lot because I'm picky. I don't like ketchup. I don't like pickles. But there's a difference. Like ketchup is like whatever. Scrape a little bit off. There's some on there. Whatever. Tomatoes are fine. But pickle juice, get it as far away from me as possible.
Okay.
Yep. Anyways, yeah, Kung Fu Saloon. Come on out this Thursday night, 10 p.m. in Austin, Texas. We're going to be hanging out and probably doing something dumb, like giving myself a hangover the day before a giant convention.
Yeah, good idea.
But how else are you going to start it? Come on.
Yeah, no, don't worry. You push through. When you're at a convention, you push through.
Absolutely. It's what about, I'm just there to sit in a chair and watch esports, so...
Yeah, I still haven't figured out. I got to bring my whole computer and all that. Oh, God. I feel like they probably have systems in place that make this simpler. But this is the first time it's ever happened in America. None of us know how DreamHack is supposed to operate. I'm sure they know. They've got it under control. This is a thing that they do since 1994. But I've never been to one.
Have they not given you any like explicit instructions of like go here, do this?
Not really, no. I got an email from the Hearthstone people telling me submit your decks. But that's basically it. I have to submit my decks by tonight at 11:59 p.m. So after this show, I'm just gonna stream ladder, I guess, until then, and I have to submit them in English, not screenshot. In highlighted, bold, red letters. So kind of like the way, like Gary, you've probably seen Magic deck lists. This is how they do, like the text,
Yep.
So I can't send them just like a Hearthstone link or something like that. I have to write it out.
Hey,
I wonder why.
It's probably just easier for them to just refer to rather than someone having to look at a picture. I don't know. And it's like a unified format, right? Like if everyone's sending a deck list picture, some people might send it from here's a picture from the game, and then some people are going to take a picture of like Hearthhead, and some people are going to take a picture of Hearthpwn. Some people are going to use the tempostorm.com. Like it's, yeah, they just want it to be the same thing.
It's I'm sure the uniformity has something to do with it. Are you handwriting it yourself on Notepad, or do they send you like a list and you like check off the cards in your deck?
No, I just have to write it out.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
when I guess I'm just gonna type the name and then X2 every time I have 2 of them in my deck.
Gotcha. I want to say when I did the Grand Prix, it was like a list of every possible card I could have played with.
Yeah, no, they didn't send me something. They did send me like a whole. So there's a handbook here, which has the format, all that kind of stuff. So for people who don't know, they're doing Last Hero Standing, Best of 5, standard format, and it's going to be a Swiss tournament. So basically, you play 9 rounds on the first day, and everyone who's 8-1 and will make it in to the top 16, and then out of the people who are 7-2. You will have a single elimination kind of bracket to decide who ends up in the top 16, and then top 16 is the next day. So,
Sweet.
Or wait, actually, no, wait. No, the 9 rounds is one and 2 days. Holy crap. Okay. Round of 16 is day 3. Jesus.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Now that I think, because it's a huge
How it
tournament.
was
My
done
entire dream
so.
hack doing this tournament. That's all I'm going to do the entire time.
Unless you just lose the first 2 rounds.
If I lose 3 games, then I'm like, hey, I'm out. See ya.
Time to party.
Yeah.
It'll be good either way, dude, because either you're going to be kicking ass and we're all going to be so stoked for you, and you're just going to keep moving on and forward and ride the wave. And if you get out early, we're all going to buy you a beer. So
okay, I like that plan. It's a good plan.
Either way, it's going to be, I think, a good experience for you.
There's actually, Garrett, I know you weren't playing in it, but there are side events, by the way. I think there's actually 5 side events that are going to be like a few hours long or something like that. So if you want to get in on those, and anybody else who's going,
well, then
those are actually all like $500 to the winner type events.
Holy crap!
And there's a bunch of those happening.
Can I play with an iPad?
I think you have to have like a laptop that plugs in for any of this. But the side event is a $500 winner take all events. There's 5 of them, and those are going to be going on as well. So even if you're not in the main tournament, there's still Hearthstone tournaments you can play in. There's going to be tons and tons of just competitive gaming going on outside of these main tournaments. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the Heroes tournament, which is going on, which is like one of the first big ones of the year.
Yeah, the top 8, man.
One, but yeah,
there's some really good teams in there, and I can't believe how hard Cloud9 had to fight to even get in it.
Oh, I know. Cloud9 is like no longer the top dog.
No, and that's part of the reason I think it's so interesting. They did make it, so
yeah,
I'm curious to see how they do. But the fact that there are 7 other teams that are doing really well, and that the kind of the balance of power has shifted. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, and Trace will be nerfed, so...
Yes, thank God.
Yeah, we will see.
Bring it.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. It's going to be a really, really fun event. I'm really glad you're coming out. D-Day's coming as well. He's going to be staying here with me, and you're going to be staying with Zixa and Alachia, which is like right down the street.
Yep.
So we're all going to be hanging out the entire time. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be really good. We're gonna see a lot of D-Day this year. He's going to DreamHack. He's coming out to CreateCon. He always goes to BlizzCon. So I'm gonna see a lot of that dude. Oh no, D-Day. I never have a really great time.
We're gonna see a lot of that dude.
You.
Damn it!
Damn it! Every time I hang out with him, I have a really good time and have funny stories to tell, usually involving alcohol. All right. Well, before we get into the meat of this episode, which is talking about the meta, let's thank those of you who are supporting us, our patrons over patreon.com/TAC. Head on over there if you want to support the Angry Chicken. On this episode, let's thank Joshua T, Cole B, Alan M, David M, Dan F, Dan no last name provided, Al N, and Neil C. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show, and thank you, Jocelyn, for berating me into just putting last initials.
Well, it went by so much faster.
It did. It really did. Which not necessarily the goal. We want to slow down.
Plus, we protected their secret identities. So
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. What if they're trying to hide from their significant other how much that they're actually spending on Patreon?
Well, we didn't say how much they were giving.
No, but then they go, "Hey, that's my husband,
Cole B, who's donating."
Well, we have had people who literally made their name Magical Unicorn, so you can hide your name in Patreon if you see
actually
fit.
An option. Yeah.
Now I want to be a magical unicorn. God damn it.
Jocelyn, you are our magical unicorn. You're already one. So let's get into this week's strategy discussion. Let's do it.
Hit it very hard.
Wanna blow something up? Time to pay.
It is time to pay. Man, okay, so like I said at the top of the show, we have been with Old Gods for 1 week, and we started to dive a little bit into what our ladder experience has been like and how the meta has kind of shaken out with this expansion. And Dills, I really don't think you were completely wrong by saying it's mostly Shaman and mostly Cthulhu Druid.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, these have kind of turned out to be the strongest decks so far. That doesn't necessarily mean that, these are going to stick as this. We're so early in that it's hard to tell what we're going to end up with. But actually, so I'm looking at my stats right now for the season. And so far I've played, I've played 45 games. Whoa. Is that for real? Jesus. So I played 45 games so far. And yeah, overwhelmingly it's Shaman. 30% of the games have been Shaman. So that is, and we all predicted, I think, that Shaman was going to be the big winner here. Just kind of looking at the cards after we'd seen them all come out, because of course aggro Shaman didn't really lose much. They lost Crackle, and there's plenty of cards they could put in to kind of make up for that. And then, of course, mid-range and Totem Shaman also became very viable with some of the new cards that were added. So
yeah, 6-0 hit Legend this week with, I guess technically last week, since I don't know. When was it? Yesterday? Sunday?
6-0 probably hit Legend on the first day of the season.
Knowing him, he just kind of looked at the ladder, and it was like, oh, here you go, Legend. Okay, done. But yeah, he's been playing with a Totem Shaman deck that I just started playing around with today, and it seems extremely strong. I've been trying really hard to make mid-range Shaman work, and I'm just getting destroyed by Cthulhu Druid. And I've gone up against him a lot, so I actually have a sub 50% win rate with mid-range.
Wow. Okay.
But the other decks honestly I've been playing that have been doing really well have been like Cthulhu Priest. Because I'm seeing so much Cthulhu Druid, I just steal their Cthulhu, which is lovely.
Okay, I was looking at all games, not just ranked. Okay, now this makes more sense. Okay.
So what was your statistics for Shaman for just ranked?
For just ranked, it was still 28% of the decks I played against. Still very high.
Yeah.
But the other games, I was playing like Renounced Darkness decks in casual just to kind of see. And I actually think Renounced Darkness Zoo is really good. I'm considering bringing it to DreamHack, to be honest. It's really good. It's crazy because you either are just a Zoo deck or you Renounce Darkness and suddenly you're whatever, but all your cards are cheaper. And it's like, I don't know. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's crazy.
Wow, I haven't seen this deck yet. This is news to me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I just want to play with Renounced Darkness. That'll be fun. And then I went into casual, and I just wrecked like 8 people in a row. and everyone was playing essentially meta decks.
Well, because that's what casual is, man. That's where you go to continue trying hard.
Their quests and whatnot, and they're playing, whatever, or testing something out. But I was just wrecking people, dude.
Yeah, it's not. I've just been playing just Whispers of the Old Gods Zoo, which did not have Renounced Darkness, but is utilizing Forbidden Ritual and Darkshire Councilman.
Yes. That combo is insane. Also, Forbidden Ritual with Knife Juggler is ridiculous as well.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Knife Juggler is totally 100% completely frickin' fine.
Yeah. No, Knife Juggler has not gone anywhere. Knife Juggler is still, but the thing is, Knife Juggler is now not in decks that aren't going to spam the board with minions in a single turn. So things like the aggro Shaman do not play the Knife Juggler anymore. They play the Flame Jugglers now because they potentially give you that one knife, which is, enough usually to get the early board control. And then it's a 2/3 body rather than, the 3/2 or now the 2/2. So they're much better cards beyond that initial knife. But yeah, Knife Juggler in Hunter, still totally fine with Unleash the Hounds. Knife Juggler in Zoo with Forbidden. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah,
still crazy.
Plus, you're running Possessed Villager, which you run into some, and out pops the Shadow Beast. You get more knives. Like, yeah.
Yeah, Zoo's looking good, and actually, you can actually run Reliquary Seeker now, and pretty often get the 5/5 for 1.
Yeah, because of Forbidden Ritual. At the same time, though, Dark Peddler hasn't left, so I've been picking Reliquary Seeker off of Dark Peddler almost every single time it's available.
So my Zoo deck currently A lot of people have gone back to Doom Guards. I'm sticking with the Leroy finisher. I really like the Leroy and the Gormok. The Bran is a little less good now, but still very good. So I'm also sticking with the Bran. So my Zoo deck hasn't changed a whole bunch. It's pretty similar to the one I was running last season, but it's still maybe the best deck outside of the Shaman deck. The Shamans are just, I don't know, dude. The Shamans are just so good.
They are. Are you running? I got another question while we're talking about Zoo. Are you running Bilefin Tidehunter, the 2/1 that summons a 1/1 ooze with taunt? Okay, because I've seen Zoo decks with and without that, and that definitely I think helps add a little Bran value back into the deck.
It does. It's really good with the Councilman, and of course, it's really good with Knife Juggler. The fact that the 1/1 has taunt is huge because it will protect cards like Bran. It will protect the Councilman. It will protect the cards that you want to try to make live. And without people running, silence isn't really a thing anymore. Everyone actually has to hit that 1/1. So it soaks in attack. And a lot of times too, I've gotten down to the end, and there's so many fatties in the game now. I've got down to the end where I just need the fat minion to not hit my face, and I can probably win the game. And they have to hit that 1/1. So it's like Cthulhu is running into a 1/1 rather than hitting my face, and it actually allows me to maybe get to my Leroy power overwhelming stuff. So yeah, I think Bilefin Tidehunter is a really, really good card for Zoo right now.
Yeah. Jocelyn, how about you? What has your laddering experience been like? What are you playing and finding success with?
Oh, I've been trying so many things. I played Shaman, and it's okay, but I find it boring because everyone's playing Shaman. So I was playing Cthulhu Warrior, which I'm actually really, really enjoying. I took Dill's advice, stripped out a whole bunch of the actual Cthulhu buffing cards and kind of made them 1-ofs instead of 2-ofs. So I still have a lot of the like armor building control-y type tools. And it's a lot of fun. I threw a link in the notes to the one that I've started using. Not my list, it's somebody else's list, but it's really, really fun. I'm really enjoying it. And I attempted Rogue. I'm bad at Rogue. I tried all kinds of different rogues, and I have yet to win a game. I literally, from the start of Hearthstone, have 4 wins in ranked with Rogue.
Oh, wow.
I
can't do it. I don't know what it is, but at least now I've started to love Warrior. And for a while, it was Warrior and Rogue that were the 2 classes that I just wouldn't touch with the 10-foot pole. But now I'm down to just one class that I can't wrap my head around. And it seems like every single time, because I've been seeing a ton of Rogue on ladder, and it seems like every time I face them, I just lose. And it's probably because I don't understand them. But yeah, I don't know. I think Rogue with the legendary that gives toxins, I actually think it's very powerful. It's like I've played a Yogg version, a Miracle version, and I'm trying to think I had a N'Zoth, Death Rattle N'Zoth.
Yeah,
Rogue
I had a N'Zoth Rogue completely just run me over earlier last week.
I was playing Shaman, and the Rogue played the one that steals one spell from your class, the Undercity dude.
Undercity Huckster.
Yeah. And
that card is really good.
So strong.
He stole the minion that does the evolving. And I was like, damn it.
Oh, Master of Evolution.
Yeah, and then good. Did the epic that gives you the 1/1 copy, and then evolved more stuff and death rattled more stuff. And I was just like, I hate you, stupid rogue shenanigans.
So I had a really great time playing Yogg Miracle Rogue last season on the Legend Ladder, and I actually went 10-5 with it the first day I played it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good!" And then the second day, everyone was playing super aggro, and I was just dead before I could ever do any of my cool Yogg stuff. But it was some of the funnest things. So if you see my latest YouTube video, which is the vlog and stream number 6, the game in there is a game against a warrior that I actually got the Yogg to go off and actually get lethal with the Yogg with 16 spells. But that deck was so fun to play, and I wanted it to. I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna do it again the next day. It's gonna be so viable. And then the next day was like, nope, aggro in my face. So it was really good against other control decks, but you just don't have time to set up against any aggro decks. So, but I really enjoyed it. I think there's something there for sure. It's like Shadow Strike is amazing. Shadow Strike kills so many things now. And you don't have to combo it. You just get 5 damage. And then, of course, if you can get spell power on it, 6 damage. Like, you just... There's so many high-quality minions that you can just murder with that thing.
That's been the issue I've been having with mid-range, and that's why I've moved away from less and less Lightning Bolts and double-stacked my Stormcracks, because with these Cthulhu Druids, there's so many high-health minions that are hard to deal with, especially that 6-health Taunter. You want to deal with it in one blow so you don't overbuff their Cthulhu. And that's something I find myself very, very much struggling with as a Shaman player who's not playing aggro. If you play aggro Shaman,
you don't care.
And B, if you're not playing aggro Shaman, it's you have trouble.
Well,
doing
you
that much
have
damage.
hexes and stuff, and you have
If you don't, if you're playing mid range, chances are they're going to get to deploy the Cthulhu, and you need to save at least one of those hexes to deal with it.
Yeah. That's the rough thing right now when you're playing the mid-range Shaman is what can I actually hex? Like, before you would use hex sometimes as just a tempo play.
Yeah.
Because the next card wouldn't be just a bomb that you can't deal with, right? But now with the next card could be Cthulhu, especially because Druid, I mean, Cthulhu is supposed to come out on turn 10. But with Druid, it comes out on turn 8.
It comes out when they feel like it.
And that ain't cool, man. Plus, they play a 4/10 at some point. They play double 4/6s with taunt.
Oh, those 4/10s, man. They never go away. Like, you just can't get rid of them.
Nope. There's too much health.
I wonder if Blizzard is going to change some of the Cthulhu Druid stuff because it just seems like it's disgusting.
It's so sticky. It is so incredibly... There's so much... Thank you, Jocelyn, once again.
It's sticky and icky, and I don't like it.
Yeah. There's like, if you count up all the health you have to potentially deal with, it just seems like a fool's errand to try and play the board control game against the Cthulhu Druid.
Oh, yeah. No, you basically have to kill them before they get to their big stuff. And also, sometimes I play against a Cthulhu Druid, and I'm like, I just hope he doesn't draw these really good cards. Yeah. That's how I win.
That's definitely how I felt playing my mid range, and I think I'm done for a little while with mid range. I really enjoy it. It's probably the most fun I've ever had playing a deck in Hearthstone, but it's not consistent. Like, if I want to win, it's not working for me with so many druids
try that Shaman deck that I linked. Like I said, I went 12-4 with this yesterday. That was like my first actual this season day on the ladder. On the first of the month, I just didn't play at all. I just like messed around with. This deck right here. I messed around with just like some arena. And arena, by the way, is a really fun meta right now. I'm really, really enjoying arena right now. It is so interesting, so much going on. The cards are just all over the place. The one thing I will say about arena right now, before because I know we're kind of talking about the meta, but one thing I have noticed is now there's so many cards because arena is using the wild format that the difference between a good deck and a not good deck is huge. It's like there's so much more variance that the guys who got a really good deck, those guys are just going to crush everyone else. So sometimes you'll just get a deck that'll just walk over everyone. But then everyone else is going, like I've been doing 5-6 wins, and then it's just like boom, 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 I lose 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Because suddenly I start to play the other good decks, and those decks are actually really good. So it's just with so many cards, the variance has now gotten much wider. Where before it was like a thinner variance, right? But anyway, it's really, really fun in arena right now. But yesterday was my first day on actual ladder, and I played this deck exclusively, and it felt unfair. I just walked over people with this deck. You do have to plan a lot of turns out, because if you'll notice, this deck doesn't run any overload removal, so there's no...
I've noticed a trend in the last few days of the Shaman decks that are getting up, like the highest voted are not running anything like that. They're not running Lava Shock, and they're not running, what's the new 3/2 minion?
The minion, yeah.
I'm still learning the names, but it's a 3/2.
I know, I'm so bad with names. I feel like
there's too many cards now to remember all the names.
Yeah, it's 3/2 for 2 that removes overload.
Yeah. But this deck, you have to plan your turns out really carefully. But you have so many great options for the early game. Just so many great options. Tunnel Trog can just go crazy. Totem Golem, Tuskar Totemic, Rock Battery Weapons. Like, so many ways to just get ahead. And then once you're ahead with this deck, then you're dropping 7/7s for 4. Then you're dropping Thing from Below for like 2. You're finishing people with Bloodlust or Doom Hammers. It gets kind of disgusting after a while. So yeah, this deck just kind of felt unfair to me. Yeah, I feel like Shaman right now is just kind of unfair. It's got more tools than anybody else as far as like getting ahead. It's what it is right now is like they can still do stuff that like Mad Scientist was doing, which is cheat. They're cheating the mana curve more than anybody else right now. And Druid was kind of the class that could always do this, and then they would set up for the Savage Roar combo.
Right.
Now Shaman feels like the only class that still gets to cheat.
Yeah,
it's playing a 7/7 for 4. Yeah, that's cheating, man.
It's Flame Wreath Faceless, Flame Wreath Faceless, and Thing from Below. It's those 2 cards which you can have 2 of, so you can have four like mana cheating bastards in your deck. Mm-hmm. And that's you're absolutely right, Dills.
Yeah, and like the Thing from Below is so gross because if I've played Tunnel Trog into say Totem Golem, and then I coin Tuskar Totemic or something, and then I play the Faceless. Thing from Below is going to cost like 3 at that point, and I can still play it after even overloading on 4. Mm-hmm. Like it's still something I can play after the turn that I'm supposed to be overloaded and can't do something really strong. I get to play a 5/5 with Taunt that turn.
Honestly, starting with the coin as a Shaman right now seems exceptionally strong because you get to curve out regardless of overload.
Yeah. It gives you that one turn where overload doesn't matter as much, right? So obviously, like the if you start with turn 1, you can Tunnel Trog into Totem Golem, and then like turn 3, you essentially do something like, I don't know, Flame Tongue or Flame Juggle or something, and then turn 4 is the Faceless, and it's just like, oh man. And then turn 5 is Tuskar Totemic, which is still 2 dudes, and sometimes it's another Totem Golem. This deck is really good. This deck is really good.
It's quite good.
One thing that you don't actually have in this deck that I think I swapped maybe Cultmaster out for was the Fire Elementals. Because I found like I was having so many problems clearing their board and making my dude stick so that I could even use Bloodlust. Because I did try your deck. I did go in and try. This was the Shaman that I tried playing today. And I found like a few games in a row, I just had Bloodlust sitting in my hand and I couldn't do anything because they just kept clearing my board. So I found
Bloodlust this is why there's only one Bloodlust. I had some people tweet at me like, "Oh, should I put 2 Bloodlusts in?" I was like, "No, never.
Under
because,
no circumstances."
Bloodlust is a finisher. Bloodlust is here just as some, this is how I can actually win a game. And I had a couple games where the priest healed for 10 because they're playing Cthulhu Priest, and then I just Bloodlusted them the next turn and just won anyway. But the Fire Elemental, the problem with the Fire Elemental right now, I think, is that it just costs too much. And because you're overloaded on so many turns, it's really, really hard to ever actually have 6 mana to play the Fire Elemental. And so the Azure Drake just like cycles and continues to get through your deck to get to the really important cards like Bloodlust and Doomhammer. And I haven't had a problem getting bored. It's just you have to fight for it right away. And kind of you kind of have to like do everything you can to get bored and not worry about anything else, right? So like hitting face early doesn't really matter. You really just want to make sure you are ahead so you can stay ahead because this deck doesn't do well from behind for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
your Lightning Storm is the only catch-up mechanic.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem then. Is I was not fighting as hard as I should have for board, leaving their 1 or 2 dudes or a couple times like leaving up totems and then all of a sudden they drop a Flame Tongue and I'm like, damn it. Because obviously all I'm playing is other Shamans.
It does feel awkward to slam your 7/7 into a 1/1, but sometimes it's correct.
So yeah, that's what I definitely wasn't doing is I had my 7/7 up and I'd like, okay, well I could clear this 3/3 or I could hit face. And I'm like, well, why would I ever make my 7/7 weaker, especially like the other decks I was facing were Druids. So, I played against a Beast Druid and I was just like, oh, buddy, I'm sorry.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. But I was just like, why would I kill a 3/3 and then he could just swipe away my 7/4 at that point?
Yeah. But the thing is,
feels bad, man.
Yeah. Like there are times where you basically have to just force them to have it, and sometimes they have it, and that's whatever. But like this deck really doesn't do well from behind, and like all the games that I did lose were basically games where at some point I fell behind in like the first 3 or 4 turns, right?
Yep.
And once I was behind, I just couldn't catch back up because Lightning Storm is great, but Lightning Storm is it's best when it allows you to stay ahead. That's when it like really shines, right? So when I'm lightning storming down a board of zoo minions and not having to trade, and then I get to go face, that's when Lightning Storm really shines. But it's not elemental destruction, which is a catch-up mechanic, right?
Right.
Lightning Storm is like stay ahead. That's what it's really used for. So yeah, this is a really board-centric deck. It was funny. I was playing it on stream, and everyone was like, "Oh, aggro shaman, huh?" Sell out, and I'm like, "This is not aggro shaman. Look at me, I'm trading
Just
with
give
a
me a
7/7." Yeah. If it was aggro shaman, it would have lava bursts and stuff like that. It doesn't. So
yeah,
it doesn't even have lightning bolt. Like it. Yeah, this is not an aggro deck. This is get on the board, stay on the board, then bloodlust and finish.
Yeah, it has the blood in there because you've got Argent Squire and Flame Jugglers, but it's not. No, this is not aggro. This is very much something different.
Whenever you see Tunnel Trog, don't just think it's aggro right away.
No,
Tunnel Trog is just a really good.
Tunnel Trog is just good.
It's just Tunnel Trog is to Shaman what Shield and Minibot was to Paladin. No reason not to include it in your deck.
It's like Mana Worm and Mage. It's just like of course I put this in because sometimes I just win because I played Tunnel Trog on turn 1.
Yep.
That this card can be gross, man. It can be gross. Plus, it forces them to deal with it.
Yep.
That you play this and they just go crazy dealing with it. They coin things out to like deal with your Tunnel Trog, and then you're like, cool, man. Now I'm gonna play a 3/4. What's up now? It's This deck is really, really good. I think if anybody's struggling right now, try this deck out, but plan your turns carefully. Fight for board. That's the key.
Well said, Dills. Well said. Well, any other decks we wanted to make sure and mention before we move on?
Yeah, Tempo Yogg.
Tempo Yogg. All right,
you guys are ready for the Tempo Yogg.
I can pull
deck.
this up. All right, so those watching video are taking a look at this is Dills's this is your heart stats.
Creation.
You can look at the stats. So we've got not a lot of games played. 4 wins, 1 loss.
But I played a bunch of games with it before I started tracking it. Because I was playing, and then I was like, oh my god, this is crushing. And then I put it in the tracker and started tracking. So after I started tracking, I went 4-1. But I probably won, I don't know, 8 of 10 before that. And this was me. This is me at about 3 a.m. last night, by the way.
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay, let's make a Tempo Mage because I think Tempo's really good. And I was seeing Tempo Mages playing against me, and it was just sometimes it's like, there's nothing I could do. I'm just dead. And I was like, I like Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage is a fun deck. But I don't really just want to play Tempo Mage unless I can play Yogg. So I just threw Yogg in there, and it's awesome. It is friggin' awesome.
Yeah, I will have to take a look at this, man, because I had 2 of my dailies last week were Mage dailies. Both I had to win 5 each, and I was just beating my head against the wall trying to find my goal wasn't to play the best mage. I was trying to find a fun mage, and that to me meant I'm putting Yogg-Saron in this sucker. So I can't wait to try this deck.
The other thing that this deck has, which I think is super fun, is Spellslinger and Nexus Champion Sarad. And those cards are just, to me, so epic. I don't know. This deck, not only was I actually crushing people, I won games at turn 5 and 6. You could still do that tempo thing where you're just ahead and then the Flame Waker comes out and then nothing ever sticks ever again. You can do that and just crush them. Or you can get to the late game, and then you can Archmage Antonidas or Yogg or Faceless Summoner or Nexus Champion Sarad and get the depth you need to actually win a late game control matchup. So
Faceless Summoner is just dumb.
Yeah,
it's
really good.
It is such a good minion. It is such a good card.
Dude, and it's a common too. So when you're playing Arena as a mage, just pick all of them. Every time you see this card, pick it. It is Dr. Six.
Just get the 6
5/5 and a really strong 3 cost card. I've gotten Brands and then done other crazy stuff with it. I got Wolf Riders and just got bored immediately with it. I mean, there's just so many good cards you can get.
My favorite thing is turn 6, Faceless Summoner into Brand. Turn 7, just another Faceless Summoner and get 2 more 3-drops.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. So good. But yeah, it's this deck, I think, is the most fun I've been having outside of that Miracle Yogg deck. Yogg, I get people say, it's just a coin flip, it's crazy, whatever. but it actually does work most of the time. Like the spells generally go in your favor because there's so many spells that are like draw cards or give yourself secrets or things like that, or always hit enemy minions. Like there's so many of those spells that it actually just kind of it's like a coin flip that you're heavily favored in, right? So it's like rolling like a die 6 and saying I win with 1 through 4, you win with 5 and 6. That's really like what it's closer to.
I can't.
Yes, it is kind of a coin flippy card, but the odds are stacked in your favor.
I've of all the Yogs I think that have come up against me so far, which haven't been a ton. Granted, probably maybe 4 or 5 times I've seen Yogg come out.
Mm-hmm.
I think only once did it win me the game when my opponent played Yogg. Every other time I have lost to Yogg, or it has left me in such a crippled state that I could not come back.
Yeah. It's one of those cards that it just gives you a chance to win every game, and that's what I really like about it. There are situations where there is no card that could ever save you, and Yogg is the one card that could always possibly save you. It could. And that's the thing. Like, even a Cthulhu sometimes, it's like, yeah, I could play this, I could crush his board, he has a fiery war axe up, and I'm at 2 health. There's no way I can actually win, right? Yogg could maybe actually win you the game. And to me, that's a card worth playing. A card that could always potentially win you the game. I don't know.
It's really freaking strong.
Yeah.
And making me sit
it's
here.
like, when you're playing Arena and you're like, well, what could I lose to right now? Oh, only Deathwing. Like, Yogg is like that kind of card, but you actually are going to potentially see it in Constructed. It's like, what card could beat me right now? Well, maybe Yogg. That's it. And so that to me is kind of worth it. I'm definitely going to play this deck at DreamHack. So hopefully it actually works out. But we'll see. If I end up on stream, you guys get to catch some of my matches. I really hope I get to play this and actually get to play Yogg. That would be so fun.
Pretty freaking sweet, man. Also, if you're playing Dills, play around Yogg.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you can't.
How do you play around
Yogg? You can't. What do you play? Mana Wraith?
You hope I don't have it. Yeah, I guess.
Turn 9 Mana Wraith.
You just hope I don't have Yogg. That's how you play around it. But if you play around Yogg, I'll just Archmage Antonitis and they'll kill you with fire.
Yeah, exactly. You just win like you always used to as a mage.
Yeah,
so
it's fine.
Well, wonderful. Guys, I'm pretty damn excited where Hearthstone is at the moment. I'm already sick to death of Cthulhu Druids if we want to get a little salty, but overall, I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a good place because Hearthstone I think is in a good place. So
I love that we just have so many decks to talk about, and there's so many that we haven't even put in the notes. I mean, we have the rogues that we talked about. There's some crazy hunter decks going on out there that are really, really powerful. Like, there are so many possible decks, and we haven't had that many viable decks for pretty much most of the classes. Like, there aren't really any classes right now that have absolutely no way to play them. So I think we're in a great spot as a game right now.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually considering for my 4 decks, I think it's going to be Cthulhu Druid, this Tempo Mage, the Shaman, which I expect to get banned most of the time.
Yeah, Shaman's going to be banned for the whole tournament, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And then, that's why it's like there's no real reason for me to spend all my time figuring out how to play the Shaman deck because I don't think I'm going to get to play it in the tournament at all. I'm going to ban every Shaman, that's for sure. and then I think my last deck, I think I'm going to play the Combo Priest, which is a really interesting deck and really a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's basically the priest that running double Mind Blast, and it's so good because priest right now has lost a lot of tools for going to late game, unless you're playing super control-y or Cthulhu. It's lost a lot of tools to win in the late game because you don't have light bomb anymore. So you'll get to a certain point where you just can't continue to clear the board. But when you have the ability to just take them down from 20 to 0 in one turn, then suddenly you got something there. So, and it's got a lot of tools now to do a bunch of damage really, really quickly. So I think that might be the last deck because I don't think people are going to be expecting it.
Yeah, I think bringing in one kind of wild card, just try and fake your opponent out.
Yeah,
is a good strategy, especially in these large, massive kind of open tournaments.
Mm-hmm. No, I want to play a deck where people just don't know what it is. Like they see priest and they're like, oh, control, okay, and then they kind of like hunker down for like a long control matchup, and then all of a sudden I'm like, Prophet Velen, Mind Blast.
Yeah.
What's up now?
I'm not sure that's so all of a sudden. It's not like you can turn 3 Prophet Velen.
No,
but
still. They still have a lot of tools to get to that point, right? And then they can just do that kind of stuff. So it's that deck to me is really, really fun. And I'm actually using Embrace the Shadow in the deck too. But I think I have like a 70% win rate with that deck too. So it's it's got some tools, it's got some things, and then it's got some creatures that have to be dealt with, which allow you to kind of get there. Because like Holy Champion, when you can circle your Injured Blade Masters, like these are cards that have to be dealt with, and then there's also like lots of tools to kind of draw and get there, right? So yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to the tournament.
I have a strategy kind of question for you, where we were talking about how strong Shaman is and how you expect it to be banned all the time. Do you even bother to bring it then?
Yes, because you bring it because it is the strongest deck, and if someone doesn't ban it, then you get to play it. But also, if they're always banning that, then the other 3 decks, like you're going to
get to play them.
But if you don't bring that, then you're bringing like something even weaker. You're bringing like the 5th tier deck. Like you want to bring the top 4 decks, right, that you can possibly bring. So yes, it'll be banned all the time. But if I'm not bringing that, then like. First of all, I don't know what they're going to ban, so it makes like it really hard to kind of predict what's going to happen in the tournament. And also, I'm now bringing decks 2 through 5 rather than decks 1 through 4. So, yeah,
interesting. I've never gone into a big tournament, so I have no idea like what I would even start to think about bringing.
I haven't either. Bans is a whole new thing to me. I mean, I've played in some tournaments, but never one with a ban, and never one where Osaka is going to be in it. So,
well, good luck to you, man. Let's take some crazy games. Well, a crazy game story.
Is the whole world gone crazy?
You're in trouble now.
You got it!
You can send your crazy game stories to tacpodcast@gmail.com or post it on our subreddit at tacpodcast.reddit.com. Our story today comes to us from Styx with a clever one instead of an I for spelling. He said, greetings to all 3 of you chicken heads. I almost said chucklehead. I've been playing Death Rattle Rogue lately, and I think I've finally got a story worthy of the title, Crazy. I was playing a Cthulhu Priest, and things were just not going my way. We had reached endgame, and both Raptors, both Shadowcasters, and N'Zoth were sitting dead in my hand. Oof. Every turn I thought, surely the next card has to be a Death Rattle. Finally, I had no choice but to drop N'Zoth, summoning an Undercity Huckster just to contest the board. The next turn, finally drawing Zeril and going ham with the Raptors and Shadowcasters. Meanwhile, Cthulhu just kept growing bigger and bigger while we fought back and forth on the board. I guess my opponent got impatient as he went full Northshire, dropping 2 and playing Circle of Healing, drawing 8 cards and filling his hand and leaving 1 card in his deck. He cast Shadow Word Pain on one of my guys to not overdraw and pass the turn. I sapped one of his creatures that I couldn't deal with, and the well-playeds started coming from my opponent, which I was sure was BM, and ended my turn. Then it happened. The 21-21 Cthulhu was drawn and disintegrated. I couldn't freaking believe it. By the way, my earliest Hearthstone memory is Garrett raging about Murloc decks. Simpler times. I've listened to your show every week since, I think, episode 3. Keep up the great work. Simpler times indeed, Sir Styx. That's amazing.
I think that was me, though, who used to rage about Murloc decks.
I'm pretty sure we both did. I was...
now, because I remember when Hearthstone first came out, the Murloc Warlock would piss me off to no end. But nowadays, I'm fine with the Murlocs. The Murlocs are fine.
Murlocs are so cute.
Yeah, now when someone plays Murlocs against me, I'm like, aw, you think you're gonna win.
It's great. It's great. I still need to get around. I need to collect some dust, build those epic Paladin Murlocs. I want to try. I need to try that Murloc Paladin, man.
I did try the Paladin Murloc, and it's not good. They still just die. I mean, I'm sure there's a situation where it's good when they don't draw any of their fighting back cards, but basically you're always playing cards that are weaker than theirs, so it's just bad. Oh well. There's a lot of
stats on minions this expansion.
There are, yeah.
A lot of stats, and Silence and Big Game Hunter, it just isn't seeing play. So,
yeah.
Whew. Some big stuff being swung around. Well, let's finish the show out with some emails. Stop giggling, Jocelyn.
Hello?
Hello, it's me.
Hello.
Just quickly, did you get my message?
Yep.
Oh.
Hello, brother.
What was so funny, Joss?
Nothing.
What was so funny?
Nothing.
The chat room are taking drinks every time you make something dirty. What was so funny?
Just,
swinging big stuff around. I got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. You can send your emails to tacpodcast@gmail.com. Our first one today comes to us from CGD Podcast, who writes, "Greetings, Tech Crew. I was recently playing against a Beast Hunter and witnessed a truly bizarre battlecry interaction that shows us even more unusual card mechanics. My opponent had a Beast on the board and played Ram Wrangler, which in turn summoned a new card, Addled Grizzly, the 2/2 for 3 mana that gives other summoned minions +1/+1. Somehow, however, he played the Ram Wrangler, which then summoned the Addled Grizzly, which then gave the Ram Wrangler +1/+1. Despite the other evidence showing that minions hit the board first before card effects actually trigger, not counting the delayed reaction of secrets from Mad Scientists, can you guys use your tack clout to convince Blizzard to finally give us a legit rulebook? Thanks!"
Yeah, that does seem like that shouldn't happen that way, but
Who summoned who?
yeah. So we've always had like this stuff, it's like and someone sent, we've had people send us this whatever Hearthpedia thing that shows us this is how the interactions work and all that, but they still sometimes seem very inconsistent. It's like when you have Sword of Justice and you play a card that summons a dude and the dude gets buffed before the guy, it's just weird, right? It's just weird. And this is another situation where it's like, so if the Ram Wrangler hits the board first, then the battle cry goes off, then it summons a guy that, like, his thing isn't a battle cry, it's a persistent effect.
Mm-hmm.
He should hit the board and the Ram Wrangler's already on the board, right? That seems to make sense. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, so the Addled Grizzly text does say after you summon a minion, but like
after you summon a minion.
If there's stuff on your board, you don't get the Addled Grizzly effect on the stuff that's already on the board. And
So
Ram
the
Wrangler,
Wrangler
should
on the
already
board?
be on the board when
Is the Ram Wrangler on board before his battle cry goes off?
Yeah.
Because if so, this shouldn't work this way, right?
Right.
And yeah.
In-
But see, a sad panda is saying battle cries happen before the minion comes out. No, we've had this discussion on this show
No.
many times because it appears that it works that way in a lot of cases, but people have been very adamant telling us, no, the minion hits the board before the battle cry goes off. Because if you played Dr. Boom and they had Sacred Trial up,
Yes.
Dr. Boom died, not a boom bot.
bot.
Yes.
Welcome to Hearthstone, where it's
Yeah.
inconsistent.
Anyway, it's all funky, but eventually what Hearthstone's stance, Team 5 stance is play the card and figure it out. And now you know how it works. So apparently that's how it works, and we now have to figure it out.
Which I continue to champion is a bad and incorrect stance.
Yes, I'm with you.
Well, you just have to make your Ram Wranglers summon the Grizzlies, and then, you just win. So play around this, guys.
Yeah, play around Ram Wranglers, summoning Grizzlies, exactly. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for Hunter players. It's good. It has increased the value of Ram Wrangler. But it's
confusing.
so inconsistent, it makes me want to scream.
Yeah.
So, this kind of stuff, man. This kind of stuff bugs me. I shouldn't let it. You know what? No. Ram Wrangler, I refuse to let you ruffle my feathers. But Ben Brode, fix this crap. Come on.
I just want the card. I just want what it says on the card to be what it does, right?
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah. Like Monster for Battle should read summon 3/1/1s, then equip. Like it should spell out in like a concrete fashion exactly what the card is doing.
So people in chat are saying the Sacred Trial works the way it's supposed to. No, because we've had people tell us over and over again that the minion hits the board before the battle cry happens. That is the argument that people have made. Oh my God, that's how it works. The minion hits the board first. Sacred Trial says when your opponent has at least 3 minions and plays another, destroy it. However, if Dr. Boom hits the board before the battle cry goes off, then Dr. Boom was played before I had 3 minions on the board. Come on, guys.
Yep.
This doesn't work this way.
And
Dr. Boom is played. There's 2 minions on the board. Dr. Boom's battle cry goes off. Creates 2 boom bots. Nothing should die to Sacred Trial. If everything works the way it's actually like spelled out on the text. That's how it should work. I'm not saying summons. Sacred Trial says played. I get it. But when I played Dr. Boom, there wasn't 3 minions on the board, guys. Hello, McFly. If the battle cry happens after, then it shouldn't work that way. If the battle cry happens before, then yes.
Then it should.
Yes.
Then it should.
But the battle cry happens after, and this has been hammered down my throat over and over and over again. Jocelyn, go ahead and laugh.
I honestly, I wasn't even going to laugh at that until you told me to laugh, and I was like, hey, yeah, that is dirty.
I know, but see, again, it's like it's all just crazy. It's like this should just be spelled out in a way that makes more sense. And secrets always happen at the end of the stack. I know, I get it, but it's I am understanding order, Cheesy Bob, but this is not spelled out in a way that makes sense to the playing public. That's all I'm saying.
No, it isn't. Also, folks, if you enjoy Jocelyn laughing at dirty jokes and making her own dirty jokes, you should check out our Game of Thrones spoiler show that we started doing.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's just free reign for Jocelyn to make jokes about eunuchs.
Hey, you're the one that said it was an explicit show because it's covering an explicit show, so you dug your own grave.
I wasn't complaining. I was billing it as a feature of the podcast. Embrace the spoilers, Game of Thrones. Look it up. Dills, take the next email.
Oh, yep. Gotta get the Pie Master says, "Hi guys, sorry I don't have a thesaurus handy. I'm a long-time listener, and I don't think you have ever discussed the so-called pity timer on the show, which has returned to the forefront of discussion recently as people are opening a bunch of Old Gods packs. I don't think it has ever been officially confirmed by Blizzard, but it has been pretty much proved using a large amount of data that you can't open more than 40 packs from an expansion without getting a legendary card. I.e., if you open 39 straight packs with no legendary, the 40th will be guaranteed to contain a legendary. Do you think this is good or bad for the game? Does it affect your decisions when buying packs?" I think it's good that we don't ever let people because I think the way it works in Magic is each box contains a certain amount of certain types of cards. And then when you got by packs, it's kind of randomized because they just come out of the box, right? But if you buy a box, you're kind of guaranteed to get some mythic rares or something like that, a certain amount. So essentially, a pity timer is kind of there too. Mm-hmm. I think a pity timer is good. I don't think it really sucks to buy a bunch of packs and just get no legendaries just based on RNG. And there will be a certain amount of people who have that happen when there's millions of people playing the game and buying packs, right?
Yeah.
So
it's another one of those things that is a boon to the fact that this is a digital card game. This is something they can have that type of control over.
Yeah.
Whereas, let's say, I'm not sure, by the way, about that Magic the Gathering box rule, but let's just say for the sake of argument that is true. Unless you're buying boxes, you could still just get horrendously screwed buying Magic boosters. Because who knows how the store is stocking it, once it's busted out of the box, could be out of order, who knows, but...
Yeah, and I think so that kind of brings up does it affect your decisions when buying packs? Like, do you then automatically, if you know that this is a thing, because again, I don't think it's ever been confirmed by Blizzard, but then do you always go in and open in 40 pack chunks? Like, because obviously if you open one pack 40 times in different sessions, there's no guarantee. So
well, no, but apparently it sticks. Like apparently,
oh, does it? Okay.
The way it works is it tracks your pack openings. So if it worked that way, then I guess then there would be an argument to every time you do an arena, don't open your pack, wait till you have 40 packs, right? But apparently it's just after opening a certain amount of packs, you now are going to get a legendary. I don't know.
It's like this accruing percentage, and the more and more you open packs without getting a legendary, the more it stacks on this tiny bit of a percentage to increase your chances of getting a legendary card.
Yeah. And guys, you don't ask Garrett to test this with Garrett luck because he no longer has Garrett luck.
No, he has stupid, ridiculous, amazing luck now.
He got the most legendaries out of all of us.
Jocelyn, I opened one more legendary than you, so Joss luck is still absolutely
and I got
a thing.
all the gold cards.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I got a
apparently
good amount.
I have Dill's luck now, which is now apparently the bad luck. But I actually now have almost all the legendaries. But that's all through crafting.
I do.
Me too.
I am pretty, in my own experience, though, my own anecdotal experience, I do think this is correct as well, because you guys remember my horrendous luck opening my TGT packs. I think I got 2 legendaries and like 90 plus packs. As I started buying, getting some from quests and buying a few with gold here and there, I got quite a few legendaries, not quite back to back, but like within about probably 10 packs that I got with gold after my initial, massive opening of 90 plus TGT packs. So it certainly seems to work out that way. It's like, man, I have one of the worst luck streak, and all of a sudden it's like, you don't think about it because, in that case for me, it happened way after the launch of TGT. So I'm like, oh, cool, I finally got some legendaries. I kind of crapped what I needed already, but hey, here it is. Like us on the show, we kind of just forget about it and go by. But Dills, I wouldn't be surprised if with the free Old Gods packs that you're opening up over the course of the next month or so, that you get a few more legendaries.
Yeah.
So, or you've just leached my luck from me, and I'm sorry.
It's all right.
You better go get a Hearthstone exorcism from a young priest and an old priest.
We're where we need to be now. We got all the cards we want now, so we're good.
Yep.
We're good. It just took a little more work than I wanted it to.
Final email, Jocelyn.
This one comes to us from Omar. He says, greetings, enraged egg layers. Short and sweet. Is Twin Emperor Velcor the new Dr. Boom? Discuss. Also, we got a ton of emails and tweets asking what the go-to neutral legendary was to craft. So I thought that this would be a good kind of discussion topic. I think, obviously, if you're playing a Cthulhu deck, then yes, Twin Emperor is pretty much a must. But I was taking a look and going through, and there doesn't really seem like the class legendaries in this set seem to be really powerful. And the neutral legendaries are kind of meh, like outside of the old gods. So, I mean, if there is some old god style that you'd like to try, then I would say go for the old god. But there's not that much in the neutral space that's kind of Dr. Boomish.
Yeah, I mean, out of the neutrals, like N'Zoth seems to open up a lot of decks. Cthulhu is obviously given to everybody. But, yeah, you're right. Like, I guess Deathwing Dragonlord might be the best one that's a neutral.
Yeah, like maybe Shifter is also a neutral, but
Shifter is not a card I would say is like some incredibly powerful card. It's a very cool card. And it's a card that you can put in a lot of decks because it just sits there until it's something you want, right? But N'Zoth, I would say, would be like the one if I was to say, okay, craft one neutral legendary. That's the one. But if you're going to play Cthulhu, Twin Emperor is definitely the one. It's so good. It's still not broken like Boom, though, because Boom was like a 7/7 and then 2 Boom bots that were
up to 8 damage.
Up to 8 damage to places. Like, this is 10, 12. You can deal with that, and there's no random damage attached to it. And plus, you have to wait until Cthulhu is buffed, which obviously isn't that hard.
It's not hard at all.
But, but there are times I've had it in my hand and been like, "Damn it, I haven't played any Cthulhu cards yet." You know, it has happened. It's just very rare. So yeah, outside of that, it's like, I don't know. Make the class legendary for the class you want to play. You're right, Jocelyn. It's like,
the class ones are really powerful.
And even then, you don't need them. I really like Hollow Zeal for Shaman, but there are a ton of Shamans, and I feel like the top Shaman decks right now are not even bothering running it.
Yeah.
And yeah. My answer on Twitter all week has been: are you playing Cthulhu? Twin Emperor, Veclor, done.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I agree. If you're playing a specific deck though, like the best ones I think Zeril is really good. Princess Huhuran is really good. Malkarok, really good.
Yep.
And yeah, Halaziel and Fandral. Cho'Gall I still haven't even messed with. I thought like this card's going to be broken good, and I still haven't even. But also I haven't been playing a lot of Warlock because Blizzard told me I shouldn't play Warlock anymore because I have Golden Warlock, and I should be earning other golden classes.
Yeah,
I still think that card's going to be good somewhere.
I even opened Cho'Gall like naturally in our stream, and I was really excited about it. I haven't touched him either because I'm loving the new zoo. I really like it. You don't need him. There's no point. He's too expensive.
At all. Yeah.
So sorry, Cho'Gall. I'm sure.
You know what's interesting that I didn't even think about? What happens if you play Cho'Gall and then you play the Forbidden? What is it? Forbidden Summoning or whatever it is. The one that summons based on how much mana you have. would it just kill you?
Forbidden ritual.
Forbidden ritual? Like, would it just kill you?
Spend
Because
30
like,
health.
how much health do you have? That's how many minions we're gonna summon. There goes your health.
Good question. What does happen there?
We need science.
I even just recently, I feel like I just watched like a disguised toast thing that, or maybe it was.
It does nothing, says Neon Tech. Well, that seems dumb. It should kill you.
Yeah.
It should kill you. Like, that's the thing. Like, if I read those 2 cards and I'm playing Magic and not Hearthstone, I would look at that and say the next spell you cast costs health instead of mana. This spell says use up all your mana. It's using health instead of mana now.
I think that would have been
use up all my health.
It would have been a much more clever and honestly made sense interaction.
Yeah. Like, if I'm playing this as a paper card game and I read those 2 cards, I would say this should kill you. Right here. That's how I would think it would work.
Yep. Only the initial mana cost is what is used in health.
See, everyone in chat is like saying it like this is so obvious that it works.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Deals. It's not obvious.
If I were to read those 2 cards and not have like seen it happen or anything, I would say, okay, the next spell that I cast, because this is what Cho'Gall says, the next spell you cast this turn costs health instead of mana. And then the Forbidden Ritual says, spend all of your mana.
So yeah, replace the word mana with health because
so now I put in health instead of mana. Yeah.
I mean, Hachikumo he's kind of selling me a little bit. He says it does not say the casting cost of the spell is however much mana you have. But I don't know. That's strange. At least it's consistent. I hope if you got somehow as a warlock one of the other forbidden spells, I'm assuming it would work the same way with Cho'Gall.
Yeah, see, the cardlet says spend all your mana. Now, if I'm spending all my health instead of mana, it should now spend all my health.
Well, it doesn't affect your health at all. It just spends your mana instead. So.
Yeah, I know, but
it's weird. Yeah,
that is strange.
But Cho'Gall says the next turn, the spell you cast costs health instead of mana. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Whatever, chat. You're always right. It doesn't matter. You're always right. We're always wrong.
Even if you, I don't.
I
don't even.
Since 2012. I'm not doing it anymore.
I don't even know how to explain it differently because I understand what you're saying and I'm trying to make different words and.
The only thing I can think of.
I want Twitch chat to understand.
The only thing I can think of is the Twitch chat brings up a good point. Is if like Cho'Gall is 100, and it appears this is how he works, 100% tied in with what is in the blue gem on the card. So since the blue gem on forbidden cards all say 0, that's how it affects Cho'Gall, and the effect is that it spends your mana. So you're not actually spending mana via the traditional mana.
No, I get that too. Yeah. But
so,
still.
Yeah.
But still, I think it should kill you.
Yeah. I would argue that we should have included like an X thing on cards, and X just means it spends however much mana you currently have, and that it could react to Cho'Gall in this more interesting way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing like the full mana crystals like floating up onto the board when you try to like spend them with the forbidden spell, and then Cho'Gall going no. And like putting all your mana back in your tray and like stealing your health and then the spell going off.
That'd be awesome. Actually.
I think putting an X up there would be a lot easier. Makes sense to everybody. So, anyways, boy, a lot of brain benders today. A lot of fights with the chat room, whom we love. But you are always right, chat room, and sometimes it becomes a little insufferable. It's
chat room. Here's what Twitch chat is like. Twitch chat's like that know-it-all friend of yours who's like, actually, like every time you say anything, actually, it doesn't work that way. It works like this, you dumb idiot. Like that's what chat.
As Snape one time said to Hermione, "Do you enjoy being an insufferable know-it-all?" I mean, come on.
But we do love them.
Yes, we do. And honestly, our chat is phenomenal.
I have like 5 friends like that. I love all of them. So. Even if I want to choke them out sometimes.
And since I've been, once again, new expansion is out, which means I've been all over Twitch watching random streams here and there. Dear God, guys, our chat room is a bastion of sanity in a sea full of scurvy-ridden pirates.
It's true. Like, I'm so happy. I every time I start to stream, and I actually do start to get like a lot of viewers, I notice that my chat starts to suffer, and I like it better when there's just all the people that want to hang out there. Sometimes just like a bunch of random show up because like, oh, what's this stream? And then it's like immediately like the trolley weird copy pasta starts, and you're like, oh man, put me back in my Dills chat. That's the one I like.
Yep. Well, all right. That's going to do it for this episode. Again, send your emails to tacpodcast@gmail.com. Big fat thanks to our patrons once again over at patreon.com/TAC. If you like this show, you'll probably like our Brawl edition, so look up the Angry Chicken Brawl and subscribe to that feed as well. If you dig it, if you like the show, if you're listening to us on iTunes, drop us an iTunes review. It helps the show out quite a bit. We really appreciate those 5-star reviews. This episode, let's thank DVK777, Pum Daddy, and Das Herg, which I'd like to think is just a sound effect and not a name. But anyways, thank you for your 5-star review, guys. We really appreciate it. Find us on amove.tv. You can find all of the past episodes and VODs over at youtube.com/amovetv. Big fat thanks to our Patreon producers, Declan H., Peter Williams, Maddock, and King Louie. We actually had a producer slot open back up, so if you want to be a producer of The Angry Chicken, one slot is open on Patreon. Go check it out. You can get our swag, coffee mugs, pint glasses, all that jazz over at bit.ly/amovestore. And you can follow this show on Twitter at TAC Podcast. And we'll be live. Yeah, I'll be back. We'll be live next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/amovetv for the next Prime episode. So go check that out. You can also get it on alphageekmedia.com. And big thanks to BrianGriffithMusic.com for our intro and outro music. Dills, where can folks find you?
Check me out on Twitter. It's at Willie Dills, and the stream is Willie Dills SF at twitch.tv. The Instance and Stormcast are the other podcasts that I do. And also, please go check out the new YouTube channel, which, if you don't catch the stream, is a great way to find at least a stream highlight. And I've been including other stuff like little vlog stuff there, too. And I'm going to start doing more other videos, like, you know, the card reviews and deck reviews and stuff like that are going to happen, but I'm still gathering footage for that. It's not that easy to gather a lot of footage to do like a really good in-depth review of a deck. So I'm definitely working on that. But please, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out and subscribe to that channel. That would be really helpful.
Something I have learned while doing Hearthstone headlines is that video editing takes so much longer than it should.
Yeah.
For like a minute of anything that looks even remotely watchable.
Yeah, so like the little montages with music and stuff. I've been doing some of the videos. Like I would like it if I just kind of randomly threw footage in there and it just was cool, but it's not cool unless you actually spend some time on it. So I'm kind of wishing I hadn't done that once, because now I feel like I should be doing it every time. But I don't know. We may or may not continue doing that. It takes a long time.
I would say,
but they're cool. I like them. After they're done.
That's how I feel, man. Like at the end of like getting a Hearthstone headlines out, I'm like, oh my god, that was such a stressful day and so much work went into this darn thing. And I even have an editor that helps me, David Lee. He's a wonderful guy. And still at the end of it, I'm like, man, this is great, but oh man, was it a lot of work. So, anyways, there's that. What I say to everyone is just do a career with audio only stuff. It's a lot easier. Be careful what you get good at, ladies and gentlemen. Joss, where can folks find you?
You can find everything that I do at jossplays.com, including my new show, Joss versus the World, that I think Dills is actually going to be on this week, and we're going to do some Overwatch. It's going to be super fun. You can also find me on amove.tv for the Gamers In, or sorry, not amove.tv, twitch.tv/amovetv on Wednesday nights for the Gamers In at 7 p.m. Eastern.
There's a live tab on Amove TV. They can go there and find it too. Although apparently,
is it really? I never noticed.
You and everyone else, because everyone's like, I went to Amove TV and I can't find it. I'm like, have you ever used a website? Like, at the top, there's a navigation bar and there's one whole entry that says live. It doesn't say live, although honestly, you should live. It should be motivational as well as informative. So, anyways, folks, you can find me on Twitter at Garrett Art. You can find me at DreamHack this weekend. I'm excited to hang out with a bunch of you nerds. Come up and say hi. Looking forward to it. And other than that, check out the Into the Nexus for Heroes of the Storm discussions and the Angry Nerd for my solo show. That's going to do it for this episode of The Angry Chicken. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, wherever it is you are watching this. Make sure you subscribe. It helps the show out a lot. And, well, until next time, job's done.
Job's done.
Job's done.
Yes!
Cluck.